Hi, this is Dale O'Shills, pastor of Church of the Redeemer. Thanks for joining me for our video devotion time. So glad that you're here, glad that you're a part of this, and hope that these are a blessing in your life. Encourage you to share them with other people as well. We're going to talk today about this ongoing principle or principles of relationships. That's been our focus this week. And I want to talk to you just for a few moments about perhaps one of the most difficult but most important things that we can do in our relationship interactions with people. And the phrase I want to give you today is forgive first. You might want to say that with me, forgive first. Forgiveness is the first thing you should do whenever you're hurt in a relationship. I'll show you why. This is important. Because if you do not forgive first when someone hurts you, what happens is you're providing an opportunity for the hurt to fester, to ferment inside of you. And it spoils, if you will. Anytime hurt gets in a human heart, it does not do good things. It begins to work on our personality. It works on our psychology, our psyche, our soul. It wounds us internally. It begins to build a fire on the inside of anger. And that anger over a period of time becomes resentment and bitterness. And then it results in retaliation and revenge and grudges that we bear and carry toward other people. And just a lot of very ugly, negative kinds of things that end up in our hearts. And that's why it's extremely important that when you're hurt, that your first response is to choose to forgive. Paul writes about this in Ephesians chapter 4, verses 31 and 32. Listen to what he said. Get rid of all bitterness, rage, anger, harsh words, and slander, as well as all types of evil behavior. Instead, be kind to each other, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, just as God through Christ has forgiven you. Notice that, forgiving one another, just as God through Christ has forgiven you. Now, forgiveness is not an excuse for bad behavior. It's not somehow saying, well, it's not a big deal. Forgiveness is acknowledging that there was a pain there, acknowledging that there was a hurt, but saying, you know what, I'm just going to release this. I'm going to give this to God. I'm going to let Him be the God of justice over this, and I'm going to release and forgive. Even Jesus gave us this example on the cross. As He was hanging on the cross, one of His 7 last statements was, Father, forgive them. They don't know what they're doing. Let me encourage you, make the decision when you're hurt to immediately go to forgiveness. Don't go to bitterness. Don't go to resentment. Don't go to mulling over your pain, but go to forgiveness, because when you do, you're opening your life to the grace of God. You're opening your relationships to the grace of God.